Elementary, Rams. Number 5, Dave Merlot, Archangel Gabriel Catholic School, Knights. Number 6, Brody Carter, Hudson Middle School Explorers. 9, William Sproul, Marshall Middle, Tiger. 10, Luca Filiaggi, Franklin Elementary, NA Tigers. 11, Jack Rio, Seneca Valley Raiders. 16, Colin Julius, Myers Area Centennial School District, Fighting Planets. 18, Carter Shoe, Peters Township Indians. Number 20, Cruz Armstrong, Eden Hall Upper Elementary, and we are Rams. Number 24, Brady Paris, Neil Armstrong Middle School, Bethel Park, Blackhawks. Number 29, Preston Clutter, Hampton Middle School, Talbots. 34, Valley Dr. High, Marjorie Centennial School, Fighting Planets. Number 43, Cam Evans, St. Hilliard Parish School, Celtics. 77, Jake Starr, Seneca Valley Raiders.
Number 78, Austin Wu, Marshall Elementary School, Tigers. 88, Brandon Kaminsky, Marshall Middle School, Tigers. 90, Tano Blah, Hay Middle School, Raiders.
Greetings, Swirly Nation, and welcome back to Mentor, Ohio. We're going to switch rinks from the east to the west as we continue the showdown here in Cleveland, a showcase event just south of Lake Erie, just east of Cleveland, Ohio. Today's game is going to feature Fox Motor out of the Detroit area and your Pittsburgh Penguins elite. Joined once again in the broadcast booth by full-time color commentator, part-time play-by-play man, and Twitter, Insta, YouTube sensation influencer Colby Arch.
Welcome back, buddy. Let's get into your story here. Trials of a Hockey Dad. It's a book I'm sure you'll be coming out with. It's your day. Took on quite a schedule yesterday, and of course Bob Starr, the great Bob Starr, had to fill in, and I came in halfway through as I was doing some other duties. But what was your day like yesterday?
So it started with a game here, driving to beautiful, sunny, snowy, they light rivers on fire, Cleveland, Ohio, for a game. Then jump in the car and drive back to Pittsburgh for my the Squish Tenders game, and then back here. Wasn't able to get back in time, obviously,
but made
but
it
I
to the
listened
lobby.
to. I mean, so let me be clear. There's greats like Byron Cope, Bob Prince, the great Mike Lang, and I think we add a name Bobby Starr to those, to that, the annals of announcing, because Bobby Starr filling in, and I appreciate his help, obviously your help as well, doing the play-by-play for yesterday's second game, and boy, was that a fun one to listen to in the car.
Awesome.
So appreciate that, but yeah. The Cleveland 500, back and forth to Cleveland 3 times.
Unbelievable. Good for you. The Hockey Dad life is not for everyone. It would break most men, but you made it. Unbelievable. And here we are, game 3 of the weekend, just like that. You're back in the saddle. Good job, buddy.
It's game 3 where the Pens will take on Fox Motors. These teams have played once before. A 1-1 tie at the CCM World Invite Motown that the Penguins went on to win the tournament. It was the only, it's not even a blemish, it was the only game they didn't win in Motown, earning a tie against this Fox Motors squad. So here we are in Mentor, a bit of back and forth through the first shift here. As Merlot gets to the puck, he's able to get it through to Shub, and a bit of a tough offsides call there. I think that was right on the line. But they'll get the Pens for an offsides call as Paris enters the zone. And we're about a minute and a half here, and we'll have seen all 3 lines. The Penguins doing a really good job of this early in games, getting these quick 45 seconds of good hard work and then get off. Now, 45 seconds, you can go hard for 45 seconds. You can't go hard for a minute and a half. So go 45 and get off. Woo dumps it in, right side. It'll be chased down by Carter, forcing Trippiano. Get that name, Trippiano, to turn, and a bit of a turnover there by Fox Motors, but they'll bring it out through center. Back checking the puck is Carter. Fox Motors will dump it into the Penguins' end, where Ofterhide will pick it up behind the net. Ofterhide finds space and carries it through into the offensive zone, cutting in the left-hand side, cuts back to the middle, shoots one off a shin pad there, gathers it in and finds Armstrong. Penguins with nobody covering the point there for Ofterhide as he got deep, but the Pens able to keep it in. Now Starr gets to it. His shot blocked by a stick and hops up to the side of the cage. It'll be picked up in the corner by Fox Motors as they'll break it out. Fox Motors today in red with the circular Fox Motors logo on the chest. They got some blue striping, red, white, and blue socks, and white buckets. The Penguins are in white, the reverse retro.
Oh,
as
what a
Luca
pass.
Filiaggi breaks free into the offensive zone. Breakaway. And he goes Gouda. Top cheese on the the breakaway.
You know,
And-
Jeremy, things you look at coming into this game, and one thing, and momentum for you guys. Tough last weekend and tough start to this tournament, dropping the first game, but you get a win last game, and interesting to see how they'd react coming into this one. And a little choppy off the start, but an excellent headman pass by Star Iliadji. He makes absolutely no mistake, just comes in and rips it from about the hash marks. Cross body, high blocker, 1-0. Momentum going.
Beautiful outlet pass there by Star. And it'll be Star getting to the puck again. He'll bank it off the boards for Evans. Evans will toss it out the center for Filiaggi, who's in after. Filiaggi nudges it further. Evans will follow on. Now Real spinning with it. Looks in front, finds Evans. He goes between the legs, and it stopped. Filiaggi follows on as a rebound.
Unreal.
Evans put the stick between the legs and got a heck of a scoring chance. Real with the shot. That's off the pad. Filiaggi will chase it down. But the Motors team will clear out the center for Real. Real to Merlot. Merlot sends it cross ice off of Filiaggi. Sticky finds Evans. Evans will go top cheddar. And he found where Mama Grandma keeps the cookies. Cameron Evans off the crossbar and into the net on a beautiful, again, passing play. Merlot finds Filiaggi. Filiaggi taps it forward to Evans. And Evans finds the top shelf. Grandma's cookies not safe with this team.
Unbelievable transition. D to the forwards, getting everybody involved. A little hip pass almost by Filiaggi there at the blue line. Eluded the Fox Motors defender, and Evans with a nice read was gone, and guys are absolutely shooting darts right now, Jeremy. Picking this Fox Motors goalie apart. Nothing
Lasers.
early. Momentum once again.
It'll be Shub working the corner.
Oh, on
Finds
a,
off their height, finds
that
him in
was
that
a
soft
beautiful
spot.
play.
A nice stick on puck by the Motors defense. Harris will follow on, keeping it in, sending it in front. He was looking for the stick of Sproul.
Two great plays there, Jeremy. Hyde activating down the middle off the boards, catches that defending winger a little sleepy right there. Just one little move, and he pretty much had a breakaway. Poked off, and then I love this little play here. Harris to the net. Just like a timing shot with Sproul attacking. If that thing kicks out, Sproul's all over it. Nice hockey right now, some nice plays. Oh, little Shuby.
Carter Shub has the
Little
puck in his
Shuby.
back. He's going to go skate his back into the net. So I hope we get that on replay. That was beautiful.
Oh man, that's when you get the extra. That's when you get the large jersey. Oh, he's saying it's a goal. He's loving it.
Carter Shub with the puck stuck in his pants.
Everyone's
Sticks
laughing.
His rear
The other
end in
team
the net.
coaches
He wants the goal.
That's great awareness, Jeremy.
I mean,
And
it
quick
really,
thinking. I mean, unbelievable quick thinking to think to even try that. I don't know what's more impressive, the Evans between the legs, or the Shubes in the hockey pants decision to jump his butt into the net.
Oh boy, the Fox Motors possesses it in the Penguin zone. And it's kicked back out for Shub.
Oh, the big man.
Sproul gets it out to the center ice where following on Paris, but a nice stick lift there by the Fox Motors defenseman who was beaten.
I mean,
And was
that
just
was a
able to lift the
thoroughbred.
stick enough. Now Wu will pick
Wu's
it up.
gone.
He turns into the offensive zone. It's another Penguin breakaway. He'll go forehand. And a blocker stopped by the Fox Motor netminder. Armstrong battling in behind. Right up to the half wall. Armstrong will pick it off. Puts it in deep for Carter. Back a give and go with Armstrong as the puck skips wide of the cage. Armstrong with the pressure. Carter
Good
follows on now.
puck
Wu.
tracking there.
Wu back to Carter.
Oh.
Carter gets it knocked off of his stick in front. Back to Kaminsky. Over to Carter.
What the
Another
heck
give
is
and go.
going
Wide
on
in the
here in
soft spot.
Mentor?
And Carter gets to it. He'll shove one wide of the cage. Wu in the corner. Back to the middle for Carter. Cleared up but not out. Star will keep it the blue line. Walks the line like Gonchar as he'll drive the left side. In behind. Possessing. Tries to center one. That's cut off and they'll go heavy off the glass. It's kept at the blue line by Kaminsky. He's looking for Armstrong. Armstrong will find Carter. Carter's got the woo backside, and he slides in between the wickets. What a dish!
I mean, what is going on? We should play more games at ridiculous hours in the morning because the passing and the jumping the holes and the play away from the puck and moving their feet and tracking pucks down again to create turnovers. Everything is happening right now. Momentum and confidence is high, but there's so much to like from this Pens team early this morning.
You get the RZA, the Jizza, the Ghost Face Killer, ODB, and Austin Wu. The Wu-Tang Clan coming through to make it 3 of Penguins. It'll be Evans. He finds Real streaking into the offensive zone.
There you go. Oh, I like that.
He's bodied off, and it'll be followed on by Filiaggi behind the net. Now Evans in the corner, turning with it, looking, and
Wow.
just an absolute missile to the upper right-hand corner by
That's fine.
Evans as he peeled off the wall and goes top cheddar.
5 goals for Evans here and 3.5 periods of play in the last 2 games.
Crazy thing, he's not a big cheese guy.
He doesn't like
Putting
cheese.
it top
He's
cheese
lactose
like that, but
intolerant. But
Breakfast sandwiches, no
Yeah.
cheese. What are your thoughts on that particular situation?
I think it's pretty tough to go no cheese. I don't know how you go no cheese, Jeremy. You know, both of us, we talk about it quite a bit. Big barbecue. We had a conversation, I believe, 2 games ago about how we stack our Thanksgiving plates. I mean, it's no secret.
I
we're
love
not
that you're
shy.
carrying the roll underneath.
Yeah, a little trick.
Now, I
Little
did get a
hack.
comment. And he thought about layering the roll on the bottom and making
Yeah,
it the
I mean,
base
that's
of
next
the
level.
stack.
I mean, that's the next level heart attack
Kind
situation.
of
but-
like biscuits and gravy. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Yeah, that's
you
a
go
good
to the
thinking.
You go to the Cracker Barrel, which they're not paying for. No free ads.
It's
no
not
free
just
ads.
an accent. It's not just an accent to your meal as the dinner roll now. It is the base layer of your stack. And something
know-
you need to think about.
There was a place in Cranberry. It was now closed. Pig Iron.
Egg iron.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, they would do their special was they would always come up with a special waffle, right? Their Thanksgiving waffle was a waffle made out of stuffing.
Oh,
The waffle was made of stuffing, and they piled Thanksgiving dinner on top
Wow.
of this stuffing waffle. It was
that's the pilgrim.
fantastic.
That's basically the pilgrim.
Yeah.
Get-go there. You can get that sucker. That's a beauty. But Fox Motors with a timeout here, Jared. I'm seeing tons of stuff I like. I mean, if you're going to clip video for these young men here, all sorts of stuff you can clip off and positive reinforcement on puck movement, support, play away from the puck, passing as well. Been really crisp and sharp with passing. And if you want to make a sniper highlight reel, there's some unbelievable shots that we've seen thus far as well. Evans is sniffing out another hat trick here early in this game.
Oh, did you just throw up the announcer jinx?
I didn't know there was one. That's a rookie mistake on my part.
It'll be Villela finding Evans. He'll tap it into the offensive zone behind the Fox defense. Filiaggi and Evans will chase it down in the corner. Evans banks it off the boards for Real. Real spins out of the corner, tries to leave it for Evans, but back comes Fox Motors. I expect a little bit of pushback here from Fox Motors after this timeout. Coach getting into him a bit, drawing a few things up, trying to get his goaltender a bit of a break, but also get his team motivated. So we'll see what Fox Motors looks like coming out of this break as Real feeds one back in front. Diving over the top was Evans.
Evans is hungry for more. A fun fact about Cameron Evans, he's a tiny guy to look at. Stature. Came over to my house the other day and ate about a 12-ounce ribeye. And we see him there crashing the net as he's hungry for more. There's no doubt that this kid is always hungry.
As his father, I can attest that he can eat you out of house and home. He eats well. Salmon, chicken, steak.
Uh-oh.
As Fox Motors comes in, 3-on-1, they'll shoot one off the side of the cage. Cleared around by Julius. Yes, appetite not an issue. We'll tell another Cameron Evans eating story here later on. Spinning with it in the Penguin zone is the constantly. Oh no, that's off the ride. He tries to hit Shub on a stretch pass. That's cut off at the point, and Fox Motors will keep it in. So as I said, coming out of that timeout, we expected to see a little bit of pushback. Here we see some time for Fox Motors in the Penguin zone. It's off the ride. Picking it up, he'll find Julius. Julius looking. He tries to go all the way across for Sproul, who will back in just offside.
You know, these the first pass up to Shub. Been nice to see a little use the boards there. Hey, Jeremy, just use the boards. It doesn't have to be direct right to Shub as he was gone in behind on the breakout. Just a little bank off the boards. He would have been off to the races, and then right here to Sproul.
Star to Kaminsky. That's attacked immediately and sent back in by Fox Motors. They'll fire it in behind the Penguin net. Star goes down in the corner, sliding in, getting it over to Carter, who turns on his backhand into a bit of trouble. Centering pass off Trepiano's stick. It'll be Star defending, and he'll carry out the center. Star over to Armstrong, right-hand side, carried into the corner. Uses the body to protect the puck, wraps it the whole way around. Fox Motors tries to clear, no further than Kaminsky. His shot bounces around in front, just pushed forward by the shot from point, bounce in front, blocked off of Wu, picked up by, carried out the center by Arnold. Fox Motors will try to break things out here as Burke gets to the puck. Real rate breaks it up, but it'll be an offside play at the Fox Motors blue line. The faceoff will come back to center. That's where the pass initiated. So Filiaggi will lean in. Wins the draw over towards Merlot. Merlot to Real. Real finds Filiaggi, but Real was in offsides as he passed it back a bit. Filiaggi tries to split through. Gets the whole way to the corner. Turns with it. Finds Real. Real will try to shovel one towards the net. That's broken up by Fox Motors. And they come back out the center, but Real will cut it off there. Taps it over for a streaking Evans. He'll cut into the middle. Into a bit of trouble, but it's knocked off of his stick. Followed on immediately by Real. He'll run a switch with Evans. Evans taps it to the corner and all the way back to Villela at the point. Villela back to Evans. Evans possessing in the corner. Trying to come out, able to work it back to Villela.
Nice.
Villela to Filiaggi. Filiaggi around one, looking, centering feed. That's broken up by a Fox Motors defenseman. Merlot keeping it in at the point for Filiaggi. Filiaggi carries to the corner. The Penguins moving around in front.
Good poise right here. Good poise.
Filiaggi with
onto that puck.
Great puck possession there. He'll find Real. Real back. Oh, I thought he was going to go to Evans. Instead, cuts back out in front and lasers one just wide of the cage. Good deception there as they fake the pass to the inside. Real will drive on the backhand, and it sits in front to be tapped in by Filiaggi.
You know what? That's pick your poison right there. We saw Filiaggi ragging the puck, hanging on to it. Looking for options, waiting, settles things down. We see the same thing, a battle one in the corner once it gets to the other side by Real. Real walks that puck to the middle. You have Evans and Filiaggi as options, and it's like, hey, defenders, what do you want to do? You want to take away those shots, or you want to take away me going to the net? And Real does a good job at identifying players backing off to cover those shooting options, and then the rebound is pounced on by Filiaggi. This line now, what do they've got? 5 goals?
Yeah, 4.
4 goals here this morning. Filiaggi with 2, Evans with 2. They continue to roll.
We've got 3:40 to play in the first period as it's back into the Fox Motors zone. And they'll try to break things out. Oh, it comes off the stick of Julius, and here's a great chance, 2-on-0 for Fox Motors. In on Clutter, and Clutter says no with the pad.
What a save. And they play in the neutral zone, you got to be extra careful there. You don't have support. Got to make sure you hunker down, get down on one knee, almost like a shortstop in that situation on a bouncing puck. Kind of make sure you stop it, but Fox Motors off to the race. What a save by Clutter right there as well.
Fox Motors tries to force it back through the middle. That's cut off by the Penguins defense. Brody Carter will bank it off the boards. There's that indirect play, and he finds Wu in, and Armstrong dragging a foot.
I think he kept it on, but
looked on from here. The officials disagree, and we'll get an offside call.
Great breakout, great decisions by Carter. Headmans the puck to speed. There we go again.
Woo.
They're right on it. There's Wu.
In the middle, gets the puck. It's a great save by Martin. And stopped and covered.
Great execution. Armstrong, stick on puck, keeps it alive. Carter jumps on it right away, pops it to the middle to Wu, who's not too close to the net, coming in on that puck. And great save by Fox Motors goalie, but good execution by the Pens right there on that play.
It's Carter behind, finding Armstrong.
Uh-oh.
It's under a player in front. No whistle. It'll pop
There
free to
it is.
Carter, and he'll hammer one by.
Oh, some great execution in this offensive zone, I'm telling you. Some chemistry starting to build with these lines, and it's starting to look good. Momentum, they're feeling good. Great plays in and around the net. Carter to Armstrong. He kind of bunts it in there as Wu Tanger, as the boys call him. Like nicknamed Chris Letang, Wu Tang.
Wu-Tang Clan.
And Clan as well, and Wu Tanger on Chris Letang's nickname, I think, is right there to battle it. The boys stay with it. You know, it's interesting. You're watching them around the net. It's important that as you're crashing the net, you don't get too on top of it, right, Jeremy? Because you're pulling pucks out of your feet. You're kind of past the puck in that situation, and
A big Wayne Armstrong tip there. A big Wayne Armstrong
Big
tip
Wayne
there.
Armstrong
Not
tip.
getting
He's-
too deep.
don't get
looking
too
for
close.
those rebounds where you can't get it over the pad. And that was a
Carter
prime
right there.
example.
Carter was right there, right? He was just off the puck. He's able to grab it, pull it in a shooting position, get it off, and a nice goal by that line. That's 2 for them today as well.
And we'll have an offside play at the Penguin line.
Lots of good feelings here this morning, I'm telling you. Got up and got my coffee at 7-Eleven this morning. Saw a guy in there getting his coffee. He said a line to me. It was early in the morning. It's as crisp and cold out. He said, the older I get, the colder it's getting, man. He said to Cruz, stay young forever, buddy. Stay young forever.
Stay young forever. The Penguins control its Alderheide in the neutral zone.
Nice
They'll
little
rim it
play,
around
and
behind.
they're on it.
And that's a great play there. Reading it, and already on top of it was Paris. Sends it back to Julius at the point. He sends one into the middle that's cleared by the Foxes.
Oh, look at that.
A beautiful way to possess the
Big
puck there and hit the
pass.
player streaking down the wing. His partner, Julius, drove into the offensive zone. Then to get back out through center, well, Paris will pick it up in the Penguins' end. Minute 15 to play. It's 6-0 Penguins in the first. Alderheide with the puck, and he'll lug it through center. He'll dump it. The Penguins will look for a line change.
Of course, Rylan Alderheide showing off for his new family member, Tucker Alderheide, who's here at the game. Of course, an emotional support dog, at least after the first game of this tournament.
Sproul sends one in on net. Picked up by Shub. Shub fires. That's blocked. Wu gets it behind. He wraps around, tries to lift it.
Oh, see, you're too close. You're rammed in too tight around that net.
And back come the Foxes through center. Into the left side. Pressured by Kaminsky. Ride him into the corner. Down goes a Fox. Wu follows on and picks up the puck. I'm sorry, it's Wu. Banks it off of a Fox Motors player, picks it up himself, and he'll drive into the offensive zone. He's got Armstrong streaking, and he finds him, and what a sliding save by Martin to keep the puck out. Armstrong down in the crease. He's got the goalie stick draped over his back. Star with the puck at center,
I like that crash in the
regrouping.
net.
A nice fire cross ice to Armstrong. The horn will sound, and that will end the first. A 6-0 lead for the Pens Elite.
Cross ice pass right there. Armstrong driving the net and all kinds of havoc. Takes a shot from a defender when he's down nursing source or every line. Making things happen for the Penguins here, Jeremy. And I think last weekend we watched, we questioned some of the team play a little bit. It was a little disconnected and guys trying to do too much a little bit individually. Don't see that here this weekend as they've gotten better and better every game, use each other, soft spot, poise on pucks, creating lanes, creating opportunity to each other. And it's paying off right now. We're seeing some real good hockey. First period of this one, they picked up where they left off yesterday evening.
Tons to talk about in that first period. One of the great things that probably is going to come out of that first period, came out of yesterday's game, is the fact that I'm pretty sure for the rest of the weekend, I'm a single dad without a kid.
Yeah.
Well, not a single dad. But I'm not going to have a kid the rest of the weekend
Yeah.
because I left my child with the Shoobs, Mr. Shoob, Coach Shoob, when I went to Squish's other game. I was informed this morning that my son would not be riding to the rink with me because yesterday he
Got a
rode
hat
with
trick.
Mr. Shoob.
Yeah, that's
So this
unbelievable.
morning he rode to the rink again with Coach Shoob, and I am pretty sure that unless something dramatically changes here,
wow.
I will be childless the rest of the weekend, and Mr. Shoob will have a few.
Well, congratulations on that, I guess I would have to say, but don't get me going on superstitions. There were aplenty I was playing. I mean, it's fact. When you're running a hot hand, you've got to keep it going.
33 of you joining us around the world. A global broadcast here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. You're watching the Penguins and Fox Motors here at the start of the second. It's a 6-0 Penguins lead. We want to thank all of you for joining
At a
today.
ridiculous hour in the morning.
We also want to thank all of you for subscribing because I know you are a subscriber. If you're not, you know how to do it. Click the subscribe button below. Become a Swirly. Join Swirly Nation. Armstrong has it at center. Also follow us on the Twitter, Cine TV. We want to get the Twitter going a little bit better. We got to be better with the Twitter. I'll admit it, but we need the Twitter followers.
You know, it'd be nice, but let's face it, Twitter's annoying.
Yeah.
And it's ruining the world, so here we are.
In their own end. And a nice breakout feed springs a player for Fox Motors. He cuts to the middle, leaves it for a teammate. That shot high and over the net of Clutter. Picked up behind by Fox Motors. I think that is Tripiano. Firing one wide. Krokalk.
A shift by Fox Motors here this morning as they have some zone time.
And now it's a Penguin 3-on-1 that breaks out. Filiaggi has Reel. Cuts into the middle. He just blows right by the defender and sends one high over the cage. Field goal up and good. But that does not count in hockey land.
Once again, right there, Jeremy, that's what we're talking about on that play. Take what they give you, right? You got Reel driving the net. It's kind of a 2-on-1. Good job by Luka to see, guess what? I'm going to have a breakaway here. I'm going to have a breakaway if they don't play me. He takes what they give him, just fires it over the net. But I like the poise, the decision-making, not forcing something, and give you that lane, you take it.
See that defender play the pass as the Penguins have moved, and I don't blame him. The Penguins have moved the puck so well.
Yep.
Usually you would want the defender to play that pass and let your goalie take the shot.
Game of decisions. Try to make the other team, the other defenders, decisions and want them to make and take advantage of that.
Star goes with an indirect pass, looking for Reel. Filiaggi follows on. He'll dump it into the Fox Motors zone where Reel will pressure the puck. Sent back out through center all the way to Julius. Julius looking for Evans. It's off of a Fox Motors stick. Diving to the ice, Filiaggi. Following on for Fox Motors is Treacher. Off the stick or skates of Evans. But he'll gather it in his own end. He'll bank it off the boards for Ofterheide. He'll twist and turn in the corner, avoiding a bit of pressure. And twisting again. Rimming it around, looking for Reel. He's unable to get there. It's kept into Julius, who sends it cross ice to Reel. Reel cuts to the middle, tries to dump it out to the outside. Evans will follow on. He gives and goes with Reel. Reel to his knees. Can't get the puck through. And Paris will cut it off at center. As the Pens are looking to change, it'll be Evans into the offensive zone. Knocked off of his stick, back for Star. Star, cross ice to his partner Kaminsky. He's got Reel off of Reel's stick right to Paris, who sends one skipping wide to the post. Penguins completing that line changes. Sproul is on the puck. Battling behind is Parrish, rimming it around, looking for Kaminsky. Kaminsky at the point, firing one in, tipped in front, and they'll get a whistle.
as Carter
I
Shube
love
digging
what
in
I'm
front.
seeing. I love what I'm seeing on some of these plays. Paris picks a puck up, a turnover created off the forecheck, and he could have wrapped it around, hangs onto it, kind of fakes like he's going to step to the middle and hits that defender, Kaminsky, who gets a shot through. It's those little decisions, a little bit of poise on the puck, Jeremy, that opens things up, and we see some of these plays boys are able to create here this morning.
Yeah, and in hockey at this level, you sometimes run into the thing of teams packing that middle of the ice. But when you're able to work it low to high like that, it spreads the defense out.
Yeah. Sure does.
And now there's soft spots. And with those soft spots, you can create offensive opportunity. Fox Motors banks one indirectly off the boards and skates into it. Up the right wing side, firing a puck. It's off the skate of Kaminsky. That was Mitchell for Fox Motors. Mitchell gets back to the puck and wraps it back in. It'll be Sproul. He was looking for Shube.
I love
and
that,
instead
though.
will get an ice.
I love that. On that play, a little breakout. Shuby's coming across as the right winger over to Sproul's side, angling across for support, really, and helping out on the strong side of the ice. It makes it easier to get passes. You get the puck more. You have speed. Make those defenders come across on the ice on that winger coming over. Notice all three lines really doing that here this morning. And
Wu sends it off the boot of Armstrong, who'll pick it up and look back towards Wu, who follows on in the motor zone. Knocked off of his stick, and back comes Trapiano off the stick of Wu and bouncing out to center. Villela to Carter.
oh,
Carter tied up a bit in front of the Penguin bench. 6-0 Pens lead here in the second. 6 first period goals for the Pens. Second period, a little bit more back and forth. As driving into the Penguin zone is Lehnertz. He's defended nicely by Merlot. Wu gets over in support. They'll rim it around to the opposite side. There's Villela and Carter. Villela and Carter on a battle on the half wall. Wu comes in support. He'll end up with the puck. He's pressured immediately, but he's able to send it cross ice to Armstrong, who does a nice job to exit the zone, using his body to protect the puck all the way into the Fox Motors end. Carries wide, looks in front, had Merlot streaking. It comes free to Wu, who sends one in to the paraphernalia of the Fox Motors goaltender Martin.
great job by Armstrong, using his legs, skating the puck out, beating a defender, down the wall, using his body, and not just throwing it. Good job to hang on to it around that defender. Buy yourself a little time with your legs. You heard from the bench how important is the bench yelling 3-3-3. Just out the hands of the extended Wu. Does end up getting shot, but that's just a good, solid play with legs and battle and playmaking and guys in the right spots.
Off the ride to the puck at the center ice. Works his way into the offensive zone. Starr will send one in, looking for the stick of Filiaggi in front. Filiaggi will battle in the corner. Find Reel.
Wow.
And Reel with the one-time tap. Rue finding the top corner and making it 7-0 Penguin.
Strong on the forecheck is Filiaggi. Evans was coming over to help him, and legs and speed to separate and feel a good job. Once again, we see him not crashing too hard to the net. He just kind of patiently waiting for that bang play in front. And nice finish, nice shot, great execution.
It'll be Evans in behind, picking it up, tapping it to himself off the wall, cutting back to the middle. Tries to play it. I think he's just trying to play it back to Julius, or else he just had it roll off of his stick in that direction, but the Pens were able to keep it in nonetheless. Rimmed around by Fox Motors. A nice play there by the Fox Motors defenseman to use his body and get control of the puck, but they can't exit his off their eyes there. He'll go off the boards, and Fox Motors will win that back and forth battle there, as Lightfield comes the whole way into the Penguin zone where he's defended by Ofter. Nudged around for Filiaggi. He tries for Evans, finds a Fox Motor forward, and we're going to see a little bit of Fox Motors pressure here. But as in the Penguin zone here, there's going to be battles behind the net. Penguins in support. Battle continues as it finds its way around the wall.
Uh-oh.
He's got Evans going to the net. Minsky keeps it in. Real tracks it down, but Fox Motors able to clear the zone. Kaminsky will find Starr. Starr will find Evans. Evans will angle it into the offensive end. Penguins will look to change. Fox Motors out the center where it's cut off by Shube. Now Sproul with the puck. Sproul, bouncing puck just past the long reach of Paris. Followed on by Starr, and he's onside into the left wing side. Carrying in, possessing around behind. Knocked off of his stick, but Kaminsky will crash down the wall. Running into and over a Fox Motor forward.
Oh!
Sproul looking backside for a cutting Shube. A nice defensive stick there,
Great look
getting
by
in the way.
Sproul.
But an excellent read by Sproul as the Penguins keep the puck in behind. Sproul, Shube battling behind the net. Freed up to the quarter where Paris will chase it down. Kaminsky crashes down the wall. Popped around behind the net again. It'll be Fox Motors picking it up off of a skate and out through center ice comes Lakefield in on a breakaway, and Clutter there again to make the save.
Well, that was
And-
we got $300 down the tube right there. It's number 7 Fox Motor. Stick is broken. An unhappy parent somewhere in this arena, but that play started with Kaminsky. Hound dog down the wall. Pitbull. Like you're not getting out down the wall easy on Kaminsky. Big 88 comes flying down, but as he pinched the second time, a strong pinch, number 7 just took off and a little bounce off a skate and away he went to the races. Kaminsky was caught on that pinch and Clutter having to come up big. He's had a couple times where he's had to come up big. Of course, Penn's carrying majority of the play here, but you got to make those saves key times. Saves when you have to.
Penguins defense aggressive, which is, I believe, what they want here. And then with that, sometimes you'll get those weird bounces off of a skate that frees somebody up. Woo! Drives wide, tries to center it. That avoids a couple of sticks and it heads to the corner. Happening around behind is Fox Motors, and they'll try to exit on the right-hand side. There's that aggressive defense, keeping it in for the Pens. Wu will follow on, sends it right back into the Hornets' nest in a battle on the wall. Wu, this time, picks it out of there. Finds space to the opposite side. Curls around a defender over to the wall. He's looking backside. He's got a streaking Armstrong. It's off the backhand and wide. Pitching down the wall again, Villela. Able to keep it in for a battle in the corner. Covering nicely for him here, Carter. Back comes Fox Motors, and they'll lift it into the Penguin bench. Off of a player hanging over, so they're going to take the faceoff out of the Fox Motors zone because it hit a Penguin player who was, I think it hit the Penguins backup goaltender.
I think it was going in regardless,
Tanner,
but
who was kind of leaned over the boards. Neutral zone faceoff. Evans knocks it forward. Fox Motors sends it right back out off the right. He'll find Filiaggi. Filiaggi to Reel.
oh,
Reel just couldn't get a handle on it. Evans will nudge it forward. But back comes Fox Motors.
it's a quick
Across the
passing
red line
entry
and-
though, Jeremy, right there. You get it wide, then you can pop it back in. They almost executed perfectly. Filiaggi speed up the middle. Those are those entries and those passing plays. Here we
And
go
here's
again.
another
there
one.
It is again. That's
Tic
perfect.
tac toe.
Here it is.
Evans, Filiaggi to Evans. Evans back to Filiaggi. And it's loose in front for us. A whack at it by Reel.
You see how that play develops at those little passing plays. Puck into the middle, shift the defenders, pump it back out wide to speed, and then you're able to enter and create all kinds of looks with trailing players crashing to the net. They got to make some decisions there in that situation as you see chances start to unfold from those little things.
Kept at the point by Starr. He'll wrap it into the corner looking for Paris. Countered by Fox Motors. Starr will keep it a second time, but not a third. Starr at center. Winds things up and drives the outside right-hand corner. Looks to leave it. Nobody following behind, so he'll carry it behind the cage himself.
He'll run into Shub. Fox Motors will nudge it forward, but there's Sproul. Reading the play well. Carrying it around behind. Cuts back to the middle. Comes out in front and sends one in on net that's stopped and covered by Martin.
By Star, he just hung on to it, didn't force anything, waited. A couple puck battles down low, and then a nice hands by Sproul out front. Little drag house shoot.
Popped into the corner by Kaminsky. Battled for behind by Sproul. Showing off the mitts as he comes around and sends an absolute laser into the net as he popped from the side of the cage, pulled it around, and finds the spot next to the ear hole, and it's 8-0 Pens. A missile.
Very much the same as the play that just happened before the whistle. As Sproul kind of walks out, he does it again here. Thinking he's going to look for someone, maybe backdoor, trailing, high slot a little bit. And instead he goes off the goalie's ear hole and in the net from that tough angle. Just an absolute rocket.
And we're going to get a penalty here. This one will be on the Penguins. A rough in the corner. Eve Wu will head to the sin bin, and the Penguins will have their first penalty kill opportunity with 3:43 to play here in period number 2. 1.5 penalties at the Pee Wee level. .2010 Pens the lead here on Cinnamon Swirl TV, at Cine TV on the Twitter. Subscribe below. We're still over 30 viewers, folks. 30 viewers joining us here this early morning from all over the globe. North America, South America, Europe, Asia. I know, I believe Austin's Wu grandfather often joins us. Welcome to everybody who's able to watch and enjoy Pens Elite Hockey here. We're coming to you live from Mentor, Ohio, just east of Cleveland, Ohio, as the Fox Motors team out of Detroit drives into the Penguins' end, fires a shot from the point. That's Langen off the pad of Clutter. All the way back to the point as we see some Fox Motors puck possession here. Armstrong will engage the point man, win the battle, and get the puck out through neutral zone. Pressure by Carter. Knocked off the stick of 66 Outwater. 66, a revered number in Pittsburgh. We don't see it a ton at the youth level.
Ooh, skating Brody Carter. Here he goes. He's on.
Carter flying up the right, able to get free. Cut to the middle. And I'm telling you, Grandma's out of cookies, folks.
Yeah.
These kids have found the cookie jar on the top shelf.
You could tell he was gone when he picked it up. We see Brody Carter, of course. You know, you're the kid that demos all the skating drills in practice for coach. You're the kid that just has that ability, strong skater, and once he got the wheels turning and picked up that loose puck, you could see he was gone. A fantastic finish as well, shorthanded.
It's a Lordy,
9-0.
look who's shorty. Brody Carter with a shorthanded tally. Jack Reel on the puck pressure. Popped out the center off the right, will pick it up. He'll look for Evans, sends it behind him a bit, and Fox Motors will come back the other way on the power play ends. 2:09 to play. The Penguins picked up a shorty on that one. Off the right of the puck, off the boards for Reel to Filiaggi. Filiaggi turns it out the center, off the stick of Julius. Evans will get there. Evans looking for Julius. The Pens defense leading the rush here as it went off the skate of Alfterhide and spin back into the offensive zone by Julius. Fox Motors will send it all the way back out the center. Filiaggi. The pass from Julius to Filiaggi intercepted there and sent back in.
That would have been stretcher territory there in a few years.
Puck dislodged by the Pens out to the point and waved that, knocked out the center by Reel. Reel around to the right-hand side. Poke checked into the corner. Battle will happen there. Penguins come over to support But banking it off the boards and all the way out is the Fox Motors defense. Kaminsky to the puck. The Star. Star to Evans. Evans with a tap pass and a beauty to Spring Jack Reel. And he sends one wide of the cage. A beautiful one-touch feed there by Evans, who's now in a battle at the blue line. He was trying to change, but the puck came over to him, and smartly the bench didn't put anybody on, and Evans stayed in the play. Forced them back into the Pens' end, where the Penguins are looking for a line change here. Could the Fox Motors team catch the Penguins tired? As they'll rim it in, and they'll go for line changes. Fox Motors, I remember this from last time, they don't open the doors. They change by jumping over the bench. I find it odd at this age. That's a task and a
Old
half.
strategy, Cotton.
Yeah. Seen a couple kids already in this one fall down trying to jump over the boards. Or not be able to get over going off, and you risk a too many men call.
The Penguins did it. I think a few of our guys would need a boot.
So an offensive zone draw coming for Fox Motors to the left of Clutting. Petcher leans in against Parrots and wins the draw back. Fox Motors works it low to high. Penguins will look to break out. It's Sproul using his body well to protect the puck and get it to Shub. There's that cutting across play you talked about, following on Paris, driving in to the backhand feed Sproul, whose shot goes just wide. Paris covering the point. Goes down, and we end the second period. 9-0 Penguins lead.
Just finished my first coffee of the day.
Where
You
was
know,
that
that
from? A
is-
little 7-Eleven.
Hockey dad fuel right there, as I like to call it.
See, I'm not a coffee guy.
I can do a few coffees, and then I've got to switch it up. I usually opt to go to energy drink after that.
I find coffee to taste terrible.
It tastes awful.
And so I'm more of a, I got right now rocking the Powerade.
You're a Powerade guy.
Little hydration action.
Jared Bear, when he sticks out his tongue, it's red. Really, really red. No, you're good. You're good so far.
Or I'll go to the sodas. I'm trying to get away from the sodas, and so I consume more iced tea than any human on the planet. We could get an iced tea sponsorship for Cinnamon
maybe they're
Swirl.
listening.
Iced tea and bakery. I mean, how do we not have a bakery sponsor?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
It's got to be some small bakery in the Cranberry Wexford area that's looking for some massive exposure here on City Swirl.
my guess is we'll see a running clock here in the third. That's most of the time there's more than a 5 or 6 goal differential. Third period.
Well, it's okay. We're game up. It's 6 o'clock. Time to get up, and 7:30 game here. You have a little snack, and I know all the parents are waiting for this game here to hit up a massive breakfast. Quick meeting by Coach Conway and Shub here. And sit and wait here for the three to start. This line will get it going. Executed some nice entries. You talk about that overload. Support allows you to come in organized.
It was evident on that last play. Sproul protected it in the corner, and Shub did exactly what we talked about. Came towards him and became an option. He gets the pass. He's able to find Paris. Paris drives through, and it ends up back on the stick of Sproul, who started the play to begin with, because they keep moving and supporting all the way down the ice. Shub in the Penguins' end, tries to rim it around. A pass to the point is picked off by Paris. He looks for Sproul, but it'll be an ice.
Sproul again angling over. You make that D-man work. He's got to stay with you. You can go indirect off the boards in those situations as well. Little area pass. Sproul can skate into it. You make that defenseman, instead of just backing up, well, you're skating straight into him wide. They can step in and pick off passes. That angled across, really make that defender work to stay with you.
Worked into the corner by Fox Motors, countered by Wu. Wu will find Julius. Julius finds a streaking Armstrong, driving up into the offensive zone. It'll be chased down by Carter for the Pens. Armstrong drives the net. Carter works in the corner. Wu now. Wu coming away with it. Had Carter, I think he tries to go behind and pick up the puck. That's unsuccessful. And now Ofterhide.
There he is.
Around one, around two, sends a cross feed,
Wow.
and an absolute missile
What a great
by Wu
heads-up
on a
play.
great feed by Ofterhide, who's tied up in the corner. Able to get it free for Armstrong, who sends one in front. Off of a skate of a Fox Motor player, and Armstrong just working right back to the puck. Carries it around behind. Looking, possessing, sending one back to the point man. It's off a Fox Motors player and out the center. Ofterhide with it. Now Wu follows on. Wu drives into the offensive zone. Armstrong onside on the opposite wing as Wu drives to the net. It's off the side of the cage and cleared by Fox Motor. Potter into the offensive zone, defended nicely there by Starr. Back to the point. Shot coming in off a Penguins defender, picked up by Starr. Fired out the center off the boot of Filiaggi.
Oh,
Tap
here it
forward
is.
to reel it.
There's
He's
that
gone
play.
into the offensive zone. And he'll fire one blocker side, and that's kept out. A nice tap feed there from Filiaggi. Starr keeps it at the point. Rimmed back into the offensive zone. Reel cuts to the middle. Falls down, and then he looks for a call. He raises his arm, looking for a call. Back comes Potter for Fox Motors. Starr there a second time on him to defend and free the puck up. He'll bank it off behind to himself. As he comes out the center, he's got Evans. Cross ice, and Evans is gone. In on a breakaway. He'll shoot, and he goes off the iron. Evans stays with it, tries to rim it back into the corner, but it's countered by Fox Motors, and out they come. What a feed by Jake Starr there to spring the Penguins' wing. Real, Berlow heavy into the wall. He's down in the corner, and we're going to get a whistle. An odd tie up there. Players heavy into the boards. And for safety purposes, the referee does the right thing and blows the play dead. Penguins have possession of the puck.
Merlot, good, strong player in battles, and he engages. Fox Motor falls out and kind of swipes his feet out, but they're at that weird distance, Jeremy, a few feet from the boards. Like he might have himself a little hip point. Slams into the end wall, but for that, of course, Evans streaking with a great play. Starr defensively, picks off the pass, feet movement, finds Evans streaking in all alone, and some nice opportunities here on transition.
Ofterhide in his own end, indirect pass, skating into it, Schub. Side of the net was Sproul. He couldn't get it through, defended nicely there by Fox. Ofterhide keeps it at the blue line, tries to get it back in deep for Schub. Schub and Ofterhide battle. Sproul there in support. Fox Motors bounces it out the center, where Ofterhide will delay and split the streaking Fox Motors player to find his partner Julius. Driving in the outside backside, and a full split.
What a save, what
by
a play.
Martin.
Jeremy, execution, transition, poise. Ofterhide made that whole thing happen. Strong side to weak side, get it wide. Middle lane drive as the defenders of Fox Motors scrambling to find seams and lanes back into their own end, and nice play, a shot pass almost to the back post. And I mean, this goaltender must have angel hair past the groins now after stretching out to make that save.
I'm in pain
Fantastic work.
just having watched it.
Yeah. Fantastic work by the Pens, and what a save at the other end.
Shot in from the points, gloved and held to another offensive zone draw for Wu. Back to Kaminsky. Taps it, looking for Armstrong, countering out Fox Motors. But what an angling forecheck there by Carter to free it up. Get possession. He finds Wu. Wu back to Carter. Carter stopping, starting, finding Wu. Wu will dangle, drive into the and drive the puck in. An absolute missile off the stick of the Wu-Tang Clan. The Taggers. Wu-Tang.
I mean, he saw an opening, and it's just like he turned into a transformer there.
I think if the goalie would have gotten anything on it, it'd have knocked him into the net. It was an absolute laser.
Great little rotation, and see the play away from the puck that's caught all kinds of Fox Motors. That's what it is, and ends with poise and decision making, and that's opening everything up.
Merlot is back on the ice. He intercepts that pass, feeds one into the middle for a one-timer by Evans, then wide to the cage. All the way back by Fox Motors. It'll be picked up in the Penguin zone by Real. Circling in front of his own net and finds Filiaggi. Off of his skate to his boot, he'll look for Evans. Evans toe drags to the middle. Knocked off of his stick, but Villela's there. Fox Motors countered, and Tropiano up the right into the Penguin zone. He'll shoot one high glove side, fought off by Clutter. Clutter's had to make a couple really big saves here. He's coming out from behind is the Fox Motors forward, and it's right in front of Clutter. He'll pounce on it like a panther. Speaking of Panthers, the Pitt Panthers hitting UNC on Thursday. Potentially 2 wins away.
Are you
Coastal
a Pitt
Division
Panthers guy, or are
Championship.
you a Penn State, or
What's that?
Penn State, Pitt Panther? What are
Yeah,
you?
Penn State unfortunately fell to Michigan yesterday.
They did. I watched that at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, unfortunately for some, not Pitt fans. It'll be Shub hounding the puck in center. Fired in on Clutter, picked up behind the net by Paris. Paris for Sproul. Going D to D's Fox Motors. Pressured immediately by Julius. Harris and Julius will battle on the wall. Fox Motors comes away with it, putting a little bit of pressure on here. Tap just past the stick of Sproul. That was Lakefield. We've said that name a couple of times here today. He got loose at least once. He's battling in the offensive zone now. It's freed up for Julius. Julius looked for Shub, following on to Sproul. Sproul to Shub. Knocked off his stick, banked off the boards, and streaking into the Penguin zone is Burke. Defended off by the long reach of Paris.
Fairly good
Playing
play.
defense there. He gets it to Shub. Knocks off of his stick a bit, and there's a Fox Motor player down behind the cage.
Yeah,
Burke.
just a sprint to a loose puck. Great job by Paris on the back check, and just stick on puck, pokes the puck, and fortunately, same kind of spot where Lowe was in when he crashed into those boards. I tell you what, Jeremy, boards don't move.
No give.
Oh, he got his body turned sideways and went in full body pancake against the board. Something.
That's almost better, though, than
Best
when
way
there's
to
one
go
point
in, I
of
think,
contact.
but it still will rock you pretty good. And refs blow the whistle, and guys limping off the ice on both teams due to those end boards.
Saved by Clutter. Star behind the net, loses it. Fox Motors tries to bring it back out in front, defended off nicely by the Penguins. Seeing the pushback here from Fox Motors. Here partway through the third period. Getting a couple chances. The Penguins lead 10-0. Fox Motors in there working hard. Coops keeps it in for Fox Motors, rims it around behind. Kaminsky with a great breakout feed. Finds Armstrong. Armstrong to a streaking Carter. Looks to cut back to the middle. It's defended off nicely, following on Wu. Now Armstrong. Now Wu. Now Carter. And it'll ultimately be Fox Motors getting it out the center. That's Mitchell. Mitchell getting control, and he'll be yanked down on the play. And Armstrong will head to the sin bin.
Well, get the penalty minutes up. You know, it's a contract year, and we're always looking at that, all the kind of stats. And this is the penalty we always talk about, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the reach in.
Accidental trip penalty. Try to go stick on puck. Of course, no hitting.
Going stick on skate instead.
Stick on skate is inevitable.
Filiaggi rims it to the point, then pressures. He and Real out as a shot comes from the point, and Clutter interfered with in front. Gives the Fox Motors player a bit of the business. A cross-ice feed by Merlot, tracked down by Filiaggi in the corner. Penguins have a shorthanded goal already. Villela will get the puck. They'll find Filiaggi, who will spin it back in as the clock ticks. There's no penalty time on the clock, so no one has any idea when Armstrong's going to come out of the box.
I think they're telling
I
them
believe
the
it was
time
around
right
the
now.
5-minute mark.
They're telling him the time in the box right now.
Well, it'll depend on when they start with a running clock. It'll probably be from the puck drop. It's probably around 4:45. As Real gets to it, he's got Evans streaking to the net. Real gets it knocked off of his stick. It's freed up as he was trying to drag it down the blue line. In comes Fox Motors 2-on-2, cutting to the middle. Firing a backhander. Clutter there for the save. Skating to it Ofter. Ofter right up for Real. Bouncing puck over his stick. Evans with the pressure. Frees it up himself. Will skate into it. Carries wide to the outside. Into the corner he'll go. Twisting and turning.
Oh.
He is crunched on the play. And that'll end the power play as Tropiano will head to the box for Fox
Evans
Motors.
swirling, whirling, stops and starts and spinning, and Tripiano says enough of that as he comes in and just pancakes Evans. Armstrong should be getting out of the box here. I know the clock is running. I don't know what they're deciding to do with the penalty here, but here he is. He's out of the box now.
Armstrong
Penguins,
comes out now.
the power play.
The Penguins head to the power play. A bit of a makeshift line coming off of a penalty kill. We'll have Paris, Sproul, and Evan. Up front, Ofteride and Julius. It'll come to Ofteride. Ofteride skates it out the center. Julius there. Now Evans will pop it into the offensive zone.
My only thought there, I think, communication being key. Armstrong comes out of the penalty box. I don't think Rylan Ofterhide knew that it was power play now in their favor as he just tried to lug the puck back out, eat up some of that penalty kill or that clock. Oh!
There's a feed from Julius to Evans, who's stopped by Martin. Sproul
Nice
now
play.
back to Ofteride at the point. His shot blocked out front and cleared all the way down. No icing as it'll check up. Ofteride gets to it. Sends it across for Shu. Harris will follow on, but Fox Motors taps it out to center ice. It's Burke. He's back in the game, so not injured after the fall into the boards. Poke checked off of his stick by the Pens defense and sent back to the Fox Motors line. Fox Motors getting ready to release the Kraken. Out comes Tropiano, who's looking at his bench, doesn't know whether to stay or go, and right by him skates Sproul. Be Kaminsky picking it up. Back to Starr. Starr twists, turns, and lays it over to Wu. Wu looking for Paris. Cut off by Burke. Burke to Tropiano. Now Wu. Wu tries to gain the right side. That's turned back. Brody Carter to the puck. Carter driving into the middle of the Fox Motors defense. Tropiano loses possession. Carter follows on. He and Wu breaking into the offensive zone. He'll shoot one that skips just wide of the net. It'll be kept in briefly by Villela, but followed up by Shub at center. He taps it back to Merlot. Merlot to Villela. Villela will lead the rush here. Covering the point, Armstrong. Villela wraps it around. It's back to the point, goes D to D to Merlot. Merlot looking backside for a streaking Armstrong, and it's just past his street reach. A beautiful read and feed by the fine wine, David Merlot. As in comes Fox Motors, and they'll wrist one by, and with 27 seconds left, they will get on the board. It's a 10-1 Pens lead.
Bit of transition there after great chance in the offensive zone, Jeremy. The clock looks like it's going to run out here. The refs call the game. That's it. But back the other way. I think Armstrong has F1 kind of on the back check. The puck's turned over in that right winger position for that guy trailing in, and just a little bit of awareness defensively on that to fill in for other guys in different positions. Nonetheless, breaks the donut for Fox Motors. They come away with one goal, but a dominating performance here. It's Penguins pull off of yesterday afternoon. And get ready for the last game here in just hours.
12:15, and we're going to play another Chicago team, and they're all good. This time it'll be the Reapers. One of the coolest logos in hockey.
Yeah,
The
what
Grim
was it,
Reaper
a
on the jersey.
decrepit, would you say it was a logo?
It's a big Grim Reaper.
Oh,
And it is really
I
neat.
don't remember this team.
So the Pens have played him before. They'll get him again here from Mentor, Ohio. So join us 12:15. No 2011 games today. I'm not doing the Cleveland 500 today. I get to hang out. We'll get a little breakfast. We'll check out of the hotel motel
Yep.
Hampton Inn, and we'll see if the Penguins can keep this streak going. We saw the puck possession. We saw the puck movement. We saw
beautiful.
the puck support. We saw the kids cutting
The execution.
towards and supporting towards the play. We saw unselfish play. We saw great back checking and defense. We saw great goaltending. We saw it all here this morning. Following up on a great game that they had last night. Can we have, the truth's going to be when we get to these Chicago teams, can we keep that momentum going? And what happens when you kind of get punched back in the face?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that'll be the test this afternoon. Join us then, Cinnamon Swirl TV, at City TV on the Twitter. Thank you all for joining us here, and we'll see you in a few hours at lunchtime.